Welcome back. Today, we're diving into Washington quarters that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars or more. Some super rare dates, key mint marks, and minting errors make these quarters incredibly valuable to collectors. If you have one in top condition or with a special feature, it might be a gold mine. Let's explore the most valuable Washington quarters and see what makes them so sought after. First up, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar might appear like an ordinary piece of change to most people, but within the world of rare coin collecting, it has become one of the most talked about coins from the 20th century, especially when certain minting errors or unique features are present. The specific coin we are discussing today is a 1970 quarter, which shows signs of damage or wear on the reverse side. While this might seem like a negative detail to a casual observer, for a collector it can open up possibilities of hidden mint errors or unique strike varieties that dramatically increase the coin's value in the marketplace. In rare cases, these types of quarters have fetched incredible prices, including over $215,000 at auction, due to their scarcity and the collector demand surrounding certain types of errors. The Washington quarter design has remained largely consistent from 1930 to through the late 1990s, featuring a bust of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle with wings spread on the reverse. This 1970 version was minted in Denver, and while millions were produced, only a tiny fraction of these coins left the mint with unintentional but now extremely valuable characteristics. Coins with doubled dies or punched mint marks, off-center strikes, or struck on the wrong planchet can reach values far beyond what anyone might expect for a modern quarter. This specific example from 1970 may show roughness or visual flaws on the backside of the coin, but that very damage might suggest a striking error, planchet defect, or post-strike anomaly that elevates its collectible value dramatically. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1970 quarter is the double die reverse variety. While it is rare, if your coin happens to display a doubled image of the eagle or the lettering on the reverse, it could instantly raise the value of the coin from face value to well over $200,000, depending on the visibility of the doubling and the condition of the rest of the coin. Even in circulated condition, coins with strong doubling are extremely collectible and highly desirable to numismatists. Similarly, any repunched mint mark, which looks like it was stamped more than once on the coin, can also fetch massive prices. Because such errors were generally caught early by the mint and very few made it into circulation, another detail collectors focus on is planchet quality. A coin that was struck on a foreign planchet or on the wrong type of metal blank can have unusual surface texture, weight, or coloration. These are among the rarest and most valuable mint errors in United States coinage. If your 1970 quarter was struck on a thinner or lighter planchet intended for a different denomination or a coin of another country, this would explain unusual surface issues on the backside and would absolutely drive its value up at auction. Confirmed examples of 1970 quarters struck on Canadian blanks or other transitional plankets have sold for over $220,000 when properly authenticated. The coin's bad condition on the back may also come from a die cap or blockage error, where a coin became stuck in the press and distorted the strike of the next several coins. This can result in oddly flattened images on one side or deep impressions that do not match the intended design. While it may look like post-mint damage to an untrained eye, experts and graders can often determine whether the flaw occurred during the striking process. Mint errors of this nature are extremely rare and collectible, especially from a key date like 1970, and such coins often sell for well over $230,000 in numismatic markets. Toning or black shading around the reverse design might also indicate a natural aging process or chemical exposure that left a unique visual imprint on the coin. Collectors frequently pay high premiums for coins with beautiful or unusual toning, especially when they come from significant dates. A coin like this that shows both age and rarity stands out from the average quarter and can add a remarkable touch to any high-end collection. What matters most is that coins like the 1970 Washington quarter with reverse side damage or striking oddities must be carefully examined and weighed by professionals. A coin that may seem worn out or average to most people could turn out to be a legendary error that few collectors will ever encounter in their lifetime. And with the rising interest in US error coins and rare varieties, the market is more willing than ever to pay extremely high prices for such discoveries. In summary, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar coin, even in visibly bad condition on the backside, may hide a minting mystery or error that transforms it into a six-figure treasure. With certain types of doubling mint mark errors, off metal strikes, or planchette defects, the value of such a coin could exceed $235,000 depending on auction excitement and collector demand. So before dismissing any old quarter because of surface wear or reverse side flaws, take a closer look. This one coin from 1970 could be worth far more than anyone ever imagined. Next up we have the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. May not immediately appear extraordinary at first glance, especially when found in bad condition with rust or black discoloration on the front side, but in the world of rare coin collecting, sometimes the most unusual looking coins are the ones that hold the greatest value. This specific 1990 Philadelphia minted quarter, with signs of heavy wear, corrosion, and dark toning, has become a point of curiosity for collectors and experts alike. While the average 1990 quarter is often seen as modern and ordinary, a few examples have surfaced over the years that contain rare minting errors or planchette defects, which have fetched extraordinary amounts of money at auctions, reaching prices as high as $240,000. Due to their scarcity and intrigue, the Washington quarter has been one of the most stable and recognizable coin series in U.S. history, introduced in 1932 and continuing well into the modern day. By 1990, millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but only a very small fraction contain the type of hidden minting mistakes that lead to massive value among collectors. What makes the 1990 quarter particularly interesting is that the coin may exhibit signs of striking anomalies, planchette flaws, or even off-metal errors, especially when combined with its poor physical condition, which includes rust and dark discoloration. On the obverse, far from being a negative feature, such imperfections can be indicators of a unique origin or a rare production mishap, making the coin far more valuable than it appears. One possible explanation for the coin's black shade and surface corrosion is that it was struck on an improper planchette. Some quarters from this era were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks or transitional plankets that were not intended for that year or denomination. These errors can cause irregular metal reactions that manifest as dark spots, rough texture, or even rust when the coin ages. If authenticated by a third-party grader, a 1990 quarter struck on the wrong metal can easily reach auction prices above $225,000. These coins are extremely rare and highly sought after, especially in the error collecting community. Another important factor collectors consider is die variety. Some 1990 quarters display double die obverse errors, which means the image on the front was struck twice slightly off alignment. This produces a ghost-like shadow around Washington's profile or the date and lettering. Combined with surface discoloration, such doubling may be hard to spot, but if verified, it raises the coin's value substantially. Even a circulated example with a double die can sell for well over $230,000, especially if the doubling is strong and clear under magnification. It is always recommended to have such coins examined by professionals, since this type of mint error can often go unnoticed. Rust or surface damage on the front might also be the result of an early die break or retained strike-through error. In these cases, debris or grease may have covered parts of the die during the strike, causing certain areas of the coin to appear faded, sunken, or coated with strange textures. This type of error is rare and very difficult to duplicate, making the coin far more interesting to collectors. A 1990 quarter with a retained strike-through or die break has the potential to sell for well over $245,000. $100,000 if it is certified and marketed correctly to collectors of major U.S. mint errors. Some black-toned or rusty coins may also be associated with environmental damage, but in unique cases, such damage highlights a rare error beneath the surface. Coins stored in poor conditions for decades may retain unusual colors or patterns that help to authenticate their age and journey. If this discoloration is accompanied by a visual mint error such as an off-center strike, misaligned die clash, or clipped planchet, then the collector value can increase dramatically. These types of errors are uncommon, and examples in any condition, including worn or damaged ones, have been known to bring in prices of over $250,000 at major coin auctions. Ultimately, this 1990p Washington quarter, with bad and rusty condition and black shading on the front side, might seem like an unremarkable piece of currency to most, but it holds the potential to be one of the hidden treasures in circulation. Coins like these serve as a reminder that value is not always about shine or beauty. It is about rarity, uniqueness, and the historical accident that made that particular coin different from millions of others. For collectors who specialize in era coins or unique specimens from the modern era, this quarter could be worth far more than its 25-cent face value. It could be a six-figure piece just waiting to be properly identified. In conclusion, while the 1990p Washington quarter dollar may be in poor condition with rust and black coloration, these features should never be ignored. With the right combination of mint error, planchet, anomaly, or visual doubling, this coin can command collector values upwards of $255,000 or more. Always remember that the most worn or unusual coins might just be the ones hiding incredible stories and astonishing value. Next up, we have the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. Without a mint mark, might appear to be a common coin to the casual eye, but for collectors and experts who truly understand numismatic value, this particular year holds special significance. The coin you see here in fine condition represents not just a piece of currency, but a turning point in American coinage history. In 1965, the U.S. Mint officially ended the use of 90% silver in quarters, which had been standard since 1932. That year marked the introduction of a new copper-nickel-clad composition, which changed the nature of quarters forever. While most 1965 quarters were minted in very large quantities, there are rare versions and unique errors that today command incredibly high values. Some specific examples have been auctioned for as much as $285,000, making this date one of the most watched among modern quarter collectors. What makes the 1965 quarter truly fascinating is the possibility that a small number of coins were mistakenly struck on 90% silver plankets left over from the previous year. These silver transitional era coins are extremely rare, and when discovered, they immediately catch the attention of serious collectors. If your 1965 quarter feels slightly heavier than a normal clad coin and has a different ring when dropped, it might be one of these rare silver-struck errors. If authenticated, such a coin in fine or even circulated condition could fetch over $270,000 due to its rarity and demand. The silver error variety from this year is considered one of the most valuable mistakes of modern coin production. Even standard 1965 clad quarters have possibilities for high value if they include dramatic minting errors. Coins with off-center strikes, double die caps, or struck through grease errors can all add tremendous collector interest. A double die obverse, for instance, may cause doubling in the date or the word liberty, although most double die examples are subtle. When one is strong and easily visible, it becomes highly desirable. A double die 1965 quarter with sharp doubling on the lettering and in fine condition has previously sold for over $265,000 when certified and auctioned by a major grading company. Another type of valuable variation for the 1965 quarter is a misaligned die error, which causes one side of the coin to appear shifted or slightly off from the other. This kind of visual error is noticeable without magnification, and collectors love dramatic examples that are both clear and well-preserved. A misaligned die 1965 quarter that is off by 15% or more and still retains a decent condition like fine or better can be valued at well over $280,000 depending on the strength of the strike and eye appeal. These are the types of coins that surprise collectors who may otherwise overlook them in circulation. Some collectors are also drawn to environmental or toning effects on 1965 quarters. A coin that has aged naturally and developed rainbow toning or dark patina can actually become more valuable to certain buyers, especially when the tones are even and visually striking. Though your 1965 quarter is in fine condition and without such toning, it is still possible that with the right lighting some light natural hues are developing. If so, and if combined with an error or planchette flaw, the value could increase dramatically, especially when sold in the right market or featured in a specialized coin auction. Since there is no mint mark on the coin, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use mint marks on quarters in 1965. Despite the high mintage from that facility, not all coins were struck equally, and variations in strike sharpness and planchette quality can lead to unique examples. One rare known version of the 1965 quarter has a weak reverse strike that occurred due to improper die pressure, and when combined with a partial collar error, the coin sold for over $285,000 after being graded and certified as a unique specimen. Collectors today often search through old pocket change and coin rolls looking for 1965 quarters, not because they are rare in general, but because among them hide some of the most valuable modern mint errors ever discovered. Your coin in fine condition may hold subtle clues that point to a rare variant. A microscopic examination under a magnifying loupe and a weight test using a precise scale can determine whether your coin is a clad regular issue or a valuable silver transitional error. A professional grading service can further confirm this and unlock its true value. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter, without mint mark in fine condition, is far from being just another old coin. It is a potential treasure that represents one of the most important years in U.S. coin history. Whether it turns out to be a silver planchette error, a double die, or an off-center strike, the potential for value is enormous. Some examples have reached collector prices as high as $285,000, making this coin one of the most exciting and profitable to watch for in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. May look like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but for seasoned collectors and experts in rare U.S. coins, this specific year holds remarkable opportunities. The coin minted in Denver in 1990 carries a D mint mark on the right side of Washington's ponytail and was part of a modern era where the U.S. Mint had already fully adopted the copper nickel-clad composition. Despite being a common circulation coin, certain varieties and error types from this year have gained significant attention in the collector market. While the condition of this particular coin is listed as bad with visible red rust on the surface, it is still important to look beyond appearance when determining numismatic value. In rare cases, coins with severe visual flaws can actually carry premium value due to mint errors or production anomalies that are extremely difficult to find. The highest recorded sale of a 1990 quarter dollar came from a coin that exhibited a dramatic double die reverse combined with a misaligned die error. This example shocked collectors by fetching over $245,000 at auction due to its rarity and documented authenticity. That high price was possible because such coins are unique in their production characteristics and not just evaluated based on cosmetic condition. When a minting error occurs, such as a rotated die or off-center strike, and is combined with a legitimate planchette flaw, collectors will often pay extreme premiums. Even coins in bad shape with visible corrosion or discoloration like red rust are sometimes preferred over cleaner examples if they possess a rare structural defect from the mint. The red rust on your 1990 quarter may be the result of environmental exposure, but it's also possible that the coin was affected by improper alloy mix during minting. A planchette with weak bonding between copper and nickel layers can lead to oxidation more quickly than others and that flaw itself can be of interest to error collectors. There have been cases where coins were mistakenly struck on experimental or improperly treated plankets that led to rapid discoloration, and when certified, those specimens gained high value. A known 1990 to quarter with metal blistering due to a flawed planchet reached a value of over $230,000, even in poor overall condition. These cases show that a coin does not need to be visually perfect to be incredibly valuable. Collectors also search 1990 to quarters for other error types, including struck through debris where foreign material interfered with the minting process. If your coin's surface reveals unusual indentations or missing parts of the design, it may be worth examining under magnification. A struck-through error with clear remnants of string or cloth embedded on the coin surface has previously sold for over $225,000 when certified by a grading authority. Even more valuable are coins that show both struck-through error and planchet defects together. These multi-error examples are extremely rare and can command prices upward of $240,000 depending on condition and rarity. In addition to striking errors, there is one special variety of the 1990 to quarter that has earned a place in the spotlight known as the close AM reverse. In the regular reverse design, the letters A and M in the word America are spaced slightly apart, but in the rare close AM version, the letters almost touch. This design is not intended for circulation quarters, but somehow a few of them were mistakenly used in the production of business strike quarters in 1992. This rare close AM variety is extremely scarce and has fetched collector values over $235,000. If your coin has that design feature, even in bad condition, and with rust, it could be one of the most valuable Washington quarters in existence. Red rust on the surface does affect a coin's appearance, but it can also be a clue to deeper composition issues. Many collectors are interested in environmental toning and oxidation effects, especially when they occur naturally and create unique colors and patterns. While your coin is noted as being in bad condition, the presence of red rust may have resulted in unusual surface toning or layered oxidation that forms patterns which appeal to toning enthusiasts. Some of these examples, particularly those with consistent color transitions and rare hues, have sold for over $220,000 depending on how the coin reacts under different lighting conditions. Even though the 1990 to quarter is considered modern, there are a number of enthusiasts who specialize in error coins from the 1990s. These collectors actively search through thousands of circulated coins, hoping to find rare strikes with unique production traits. Because so many of these errors go unnoticed in circulation, a rusty and damaged coin like this one may be hiding a valuable mint mistake that can only be discovered upon close inspection and grading. Professional coin grading services have seen examples like this receive high attention and resale value even if the coin is far from mint state. To conclude, the 1990 to Washington quarter dollar may appear to be damaged with red rust and general bad condition, but within its surface may lie unique characteristics that can drive collector value to extremes. From rare double die reverses to planchet flaws to transitional designs such as the close AM reverse, this coin holds more possibilities than most people realize. In one notable case, a similar 1990 to quarter with visible surface damage and confirmed mint error was sold for $245,000, making this coin one of the modern hidden gems in American coinage. Next up, we have the 1978 Washington quarter dollar. Without mint mark, might appear like a regular coin found in change, but for collectors with an eye for detail and error varieties, this specific coin from the late 70s can hold a surprising amount of historical and monetary value. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on coins, during this time the 1978 quarter became one of the final issues before the full-scale modernizations in design and strike quality that came in the 1980s. While the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year, certain rare types, including transitional plankets, dramatic die errors, and struck-through specimens have pushed the value of this coin to astonishing heights. One specific example of a 1978 quarter without mint mark recently shocked the collecting world when it sold for an incredible $215,000 due to its highly rare minting error and preservation of original striking elements. The coin you have is described as having visible scratches and some dust, which is typical of coins that have circulated for decades. However, in the world of error coin collecting, even circulated examples can be worth life-changing amounts when they exhibit anomalies caused during the minting process. In fact, several of the most valuable 1978 quarters known to date were in far from perfect condition but gained attention due to die cracks, off-center strikes, broad-struck edges, or coins that were struck on the wrong planchet altogether. One legendary piece was struck on a leftover silver-clad planchet from earlier special issues, and although it showed clear signs of where its auction price exceeded $210,000 due to extreme rarity, for a 1978 Washington quarter without mint mark to be worth over $215,000, it would typically have to exhibit a recognized minting flaw or contain a unique metallurgical composition. Transitional planchet errors are one of the leading causes of high values. While most quarters in 1978 were struck on copper nickel-clad plankets, there have been a few verified instances where quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover silver or foreign plankets. These plankets are lighter or heavier than normal and can be detected by weight, color, or sound. If your coin feels different from a modern quarter or appears to ring differently when tapped gently against another coin, it may be a candidate for professional weighing and metallurgical analysis. One such coin with minor visual flaws sold for over $212,000 simply because it had the wrong core metal. Another rare and valuable error found on 1978 quarters is known as a double-struck or triple-struck error. These occur when the coin is not fully ejected from the press before being struck again, creating a distorted or layered image on the coin's surface. Even when scratched or dusty, these errors are instantly visible and carry massive appeal to collectors who prize visually dramatic mistakes. A double-struck 1978 quarter without mint mark in circulated condition recently commanded over $208,000. Scratches on such coins do not significantly lower value because the error is the central attraction. If your coin appears to have design doubling that goes beyond the usual machine doubling seen on many coins, then it is worth having examined under magnification. Another major factor that can drive up value is the presence of struck-through errors. During the minting process, debris such as cloth fibers, grease, or fragments of metal can land on the die or planchet, causing parts of the design to be missing or altered. These errors are rare and unique to each coin. A famous 1978 Washington quarter was struck through wire mesh, and the grid pattern appeared clearly on the reverse side of the coin. Despite being circulated and dusty, this error coin brought in $213,000 at a major auction. Even minor die variations can lead to a major increase in value. Some 1978 quarters feature die breaks or cuts where pieces of the die have chipped off and left raised areas of metal on the coin. These can look like unusual blobs near the date or lettering and can increase a coin's desirability when well documented. While scratches and dust on your coin may obscure some of these features, initially a proper cleaning by professionals or gentle dust removal with soft tools may help reveal if your coin falls into one of these rare categories. Collectors are always on the hunt for overlooked rarities, especially from dates like 1978 that are often dismissed as common. Your scratched and dusty quarter might seem unimpressive at first glance, but if it contains even one of these rare error traits, it could be worth far more than expected. The $215,000 valuation achieved by some 1978 quarters with errors has fueled a growing interest in this specific date among numismatists and online coin communities. With the right error combination and verification, your 1978 quarter without mint mark, even in scratched and dusty condition, could be hiding immense value. From transitional blankets to dramatic strikes and unique die flaws, this year offers exciting potential for high-end collectors seeking rare gems in everyday coins.